Jai Shri Krishna dosto. Today we will discuss about one of the very important aspect of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that is Karma Yoga. Basically, Bhagavad Gita describes two ways of moksha or liberation, that is Samakhya and Yoga. Also, it describes four yoga: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, and Kriya Yoga. So, before we dwell into Karma Yoga, let's understand what is yoga according to Bhagavad Gita. The traditional meaning of yoga, which is more about keeping mental and physical health fit, is not found anywhere in Gita. What we practice as yoga in today's time are mainly gymnastic and distressing exercise, which is found in various forms and name in almost all major cultures of world. So according to Gita, yoga is equal to union with the Supreme One. Here, Supreme One is equal to true self or Atma, and Atma is equal to whatever remains after applying Neti Neti. And Neti Neti means applying not this thought on everything. And everything here means whichever is even thinkable. And thinkable means something or anything which induces thoughts. So if we join the above chain, the yoga tends to renouncing thoughts. So Bhagavad Gita 6.1 says, Blessed Lord said without depending on the result of action, the one who performs action as a duty, that is retired or sannyasi and seeker of the union or yogi, and not the one who is without fire and without action. So Bhagavad Gita 6.2 said, O Pandava, what they say as a retirement or sannyasa, know that to be the union or yoga. Without retiring from thought, no one can be seeker of the union or yogi. So now the next question is, why do I want to follow Karma Yoga? The product of any yoga is indifference. That is the key important point to understand. Indifference means no purpose, and the indifference results in liberation. So, for example, liberation means you have purchased a ticket to watch a popular movie, but you find the movie boring and pay a blind eye and deaf ear to happening on the silver screen. So, in layman terms, the yoga means exiting the game of life. If you are watching a movie, you means Purush or the warrior of the war. Watching a movie means Prakruti. And suppose supremely bored or disinterested, i.e. udasin, in whatever is happening to various characters, or let's say Triguna interaction in the silver scene, or let's say the Kshetra or war field, then despite having eyes and ears opened and munching popcorn, or let's say Indriya Bhoga, you will be completely blank in mind, which is called yoga, Nisankalpa, and won't be thinking even a single bit of the movie, that is called Jivan Mukta. And provided an exit from the theater, you will not return to see it again, that is moksha. So here the question transforms from why do I want to follow Karma Yoga to why do I want to get liberated. If answer is something like this, because world is too good for me, because world is too bad for me, because liberation is cool and better than heaven or hell, because Hinduism only offers liberation unlike other religions, because I want to give it a try to see how it feels, or blah blah, put any reason which has a reason in it, then we may want to re-review such thought process. Liberation doesn't shoot among any of the above. If I want to have pleasure or bliss, there are heavenly plans to enjoy. Moksha is neither guaranteed to good person nor it's rejected for bad person. Liberation is beyond heaven, hell, and it's not comparable. Hence now the question transforms to when should one opt for liberation? So usually indifference is the key to moksha. From the movie example that we have just discussed, when instead of getting interested in the storyline, one just see the movie as various kind of colors being displayed on the screen, then one has become indifferent. In real life, if one starts seeing friend or enemy as same, happiness or sorrow as same, a person or dog as same, good or bad as same, then the person is towards indifference. In the immature stage of indifference, it may show up as a confusion as well. That was the state of Arjuna's mind when he started seeing victory and losing as same. Hence, Krishna discussed the Shree Gita with him. So, Karma Yoga is same as sattvic way of living, is same as following dharma. So, let's see the interlinking among these three terms. So, Karma Yoga. What is yoga according to Bhagavad Gita? We have just seen Bhagavad Gita 2.47 says, you have right only on actions, never on its results. Let not be an agent for result of actions. Let not be attached to inaction. Bhagavad Gita 6.1 says, without depending on the result of action, the one who performs action as duty, that is retired and seeker of union, and not the one who is without fire and without action. So, what is the meaning of sattvic way, which is explained in Bhagavad Gita 18.9? O Arjun, when the usual work is performed, just because it is to be performed, association with its result is renounced, then such is illuminated renouncance, means sattvic way. So, what is dharma according to Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita 18.30 says, the one who knows activity and retirement, duty and non-duty, fear and boldness, and bonding and liberation properly, has sattvic buddhi. Hence, it's boiled down that in Karma Yoga, one is ought to follow one's own dharma. People may have their individual dharmas, but certain would be common. For example, 4 classes of our caste, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, have their own dharmas to perform. In case of confusion, follow what your father does or suggests. While doing our job or running business, follow whatever the law of land says. While in married life, follow what a normal spouse should act like. As a citizen, follow what is said in country's constitution. Now, if one applies own logic and manipulates whatever is prescribed, then one deviates from Karma Yoga. It doesn't mean good or bad though. For example, if a businessman keeps paying government prescribed tax, then he may not be able to enjoy the luxuries of life. Hence, he may start fare evasion or avoidance of taxes, expecting to earn more. Doing a karma based on expectation rather than what is prescribed brings Karma Yoga away. Technically, he might be right. If government is imposing unfair taxes, yet he has applied his mind or logic. For example, Bhagwan Krishna during his childhood evaded the tax in form of butter from the Kansas government. Mahatma Gandhi broke the salt tax by directly collecting it at seashore during British rule. Both of the above cases, though morally right, may not fit the Karma Yoga for that localized instance, because they couldn't show indifference to the atrocity of then government. Though dharma and morality go hand in hand most of the time, they are not exactly same. On the other hand, the great Bhishma could be said in continuous Karma Yoga throughout their lives. Bhishma was aware of wrongdoings of Duryodhan, insult of Draupadi, being on side of weak people during Mahabharata. Yet he just did what was prescribed according to rule book of Hastinapur's throne. That is called indifference. All kind of yoga would ultimately produce indifference. And one such way is Karma Yoga, which is the best way according to Bhagavad Gita. We will see in our upcoming podcast that why it is best. But there is one quote which I want to share with you. Quote of Elie Wiesel goes like this: the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of beauty is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it's indifference. And the opposite of life is not death, but the indifference between life and death. This quote beautifully summarizes what actually means indifference, which is a key to understand Karma Yoga. So I hope you like our podcast and stay tuned. We'll meet you soon again.